Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today I have a cold, so I'm going to sound a little strange. If you've seen any of my episodes before, well, that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. This is the last song. It's from 2010. It is an hour and 50 minutes long. It is a Miley Cyrus starring film. This falls in between her Disney Channel Hannah Montana era and her wild girl phase as she basically just threw off the shackles of being the Disney kid. And this, while this is not a Disney film, it is a Touchstone Pictures film, which is owned by Disney. It's a separate studio, but this is meant to show, hey, you know what? She's still young, she's a teen in this, but she's mature. She's an adult. And this is basically to show off her romantic drama chops. There's no laugh track. There's no shenanigans. There is lots of emotional baggage thrown around in this. And it also includes, as the man she falls in love with, her future husband and future ex-husband, Liam Hemsworth. Yes, one of the Hemsworth brothers, Thor's brother. Yeah. He was also in like the Hunger Games and stuff. So yeah. So this is 2010. They wouldn't get married for like another couple years, but in this, I imagine this is maybe where it all started. I don't know. But we also get a cast featuring Kelly Preston in a very small role as Miley's mom, and Greg Kinnear as her dad. And what we get here, like I said, this is romance. This is meant to make every girl who's ever wanted to be Miley Cyrus, but not have a dual identity, that involves being a rock star and world famous, but she gets to be a normal girl. A normal girl who is kind of disconnected from her family, kind of disconnected from the world. She's just got a chip in her shoulder, and she's not too happy with where she is. Her mom's getting remarried. And so her mom sends her down to live with her dad, which I'm thinking is Georgia. I mean, it's filmed in Georgia, Tybee Island, Savannah, Georgia area. It's got that Savannah feel. In fact, I'm not going to spoil that part. But there's certain things that just looks like Georgia. It looks like the Deep South. So, yeah. And I think Miley's from Georgia, I believe. I think she's a Georgia girl. If she's not, she's Tennessee, but I think she's Georgia. So, yeah, it makes sense to film that here. And she has a little brother played by Bobby Coleman, and there's a handful of other teenagers who come into play at this point. You know, if you have a teen drama and somebody new is in town, immediately the other girls have to laugh and point and mock her for existing. There also has to be guys who will treat her like trash, but also hit on her at the same time. And that's like anything that's going to happen. But she is pretty much, she's alone. She's lonely when when mom drives her down to dad's house on the beach, by the way. Dad's kind of got a nice little setup there. I guess if you're on Tybee Island, somewhere around there is going to be a house on the beach. So, and then, she and her little brother are dropped off there for the summer, while mom, I guess, gets prepared for her wedding, as if they wouldn't be in the wedding, but I don't know. It's complicated. So she shows up with a chip on her shoulder. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, by the way. You're going to have to watch it if you want to. But disconnected from everybody. She's always bickering with her little brother, who's like 10 or something, if that. She's certainly not getting along with her dad because she is estranged from him. He kind of took off. He moved away at the time that the parents got divorced. So she's kind of not really loving it down there. So she spends a lot of time just wandering around the town, despite probably being 18 or so. Or 17, 18, I don't know. She doesn't get a job. She just spends her time staring off into the distance. Is she on the beach? Staring off in the distance. Is she on a pile of rocks near the beach? She's staring off in the distance. Is she overlooking a carnival that is near a boardwalk area that things are happening? Is she staring off in the distance? And eventually a strawberry milkshake catches her eye. Yeah. she then, of course, immediately loses that when she bumps into hunky cutie Liam Hemsworth, who, yeah, if you're gonna bump into any dudes on the beach or in the carnival or the whatever's going on, it better be Liam Hemsworth, or the movie's not worth making, I guess. So, and she immediately just blows him off as a kind of a guy that's just a jerk, probably a jerk. She does everything she can to not connect with anybody, until somebody comes along and pretty much talks her into being friends. And it's a girl, by the way, played by, what did I say her name? Why do I say? Carly Chaikin. She plays Blaze. A lot of you might recognize her as Darlene from Mr. Robot. If you ever watched that show. Molly why can't I say his name? Molly Remick's. Is it Molly Remick? No, go away. It's gonna Rami Malek. Rami Malek is her brother on Mr. Robot. So yeah, if you know her, she gets to swear in that one a whole lot because she's a little bit older in that series, which happened after this movie. So she makes friends that she kind of fits in with, but she's not even liking them that much. And if she's just sort of hanging out, and it's just her rebellious kind of nature, her rebellious. She has a record, by the way. She's gone to jail for reasons you'll discover later. By the way, everybody has a secret in this story. She has a secret. Her friends have a secret. Friends. Liam, who played, why can't I say it? Come on, Liam. Liam, who plays Will. Will has a few secrets. Her dad has a few secrets. So it's a matter of, this is a film that cycles through revealing each of those secrets in time. And, since it's romance, her and Will are going to get together. By the way, Miley's name is Ronnie. Ronnie Miller. Okay. Her dad, but I think this might be one of her first films where her actual real life dad, Billy Ray, is not playing her dad. So that's kind of neat. By the way, her dad in this movie, Greg Kinnear, if you know him, talk soup and comedy and so much else. He has some of the best lines in this. He's really good at delivering any of the lighthearted moments in this film. So you get to like him pretty quickly, despite the fact that she doesn't. So, and you realize that it's all on her. It's not like he's not making an effort. So, anyway, when it comes to breaking down her walls, her little brother helps, dad helps, and especially Will does. Because she falls in love. When that wall comes down, she falls in love pretty quick. Also, turtles, little unhatched turtle eggs on the beach, break down her walls as well when she becomes a crusader to save them from being eaten by raccoons. I'm not kidding. She spends the early portion of this film defending turtle eggs from raccoon attacks. Just saying it that way, it sounds really absurd, but it's not. It shows that she's not fully closed off, that she has a heart, and that she does care for something as long as it can't hurt her back. So, and she does, even though she, bickers with her little brother, she does look out for him. She may not want to always be around him half the time because he's a little brother. Little brothers can be obnoxious, but she looks out for him. She does. It's obvious she does care for him. But it's the turtles, it's Liam Hemsworth, and yeah, you get to. But through this, of course, in order to create drama, and like I said, this is a vehicle for her to be a dramatic actress and do some crying, move from laughter and joy in a series of montages, romantic, flirty montages that have a lot of pop. 2010-ish pop radio. Snow Patrol shows up at some point. Snow Patrol, yeah. All the music from that era. And does she sing? She sings a little bit in the car. and he tells her that she has a great voice. Well, yeah, she does. Miley Cyrus does have a great voice, but she she's not the pop star in this. Will you hear a Miley Cyrus song? Yes, you will. They save it for the end credits. So I guessed it that was her. I'm assuming, unless it's somebody that sounds an awful lot like her, but she does the final end credits music. But you will not find her pop songs being thrown in there. It's all like alt pop music, alt contemporary rock music thrown throughout this thing. It feels like 2010 when you're watching this. So so it's musically it's capturing that time. You're not gonna find any kind of country or Hannah Montana pop or anything like that in this beyond the end title credits. So yeah, you get to see her move from happy and joyful to feeling betrayed at least 3 times in this film. It's a cycle. It's a cycle because there's always some point of misunderstanding. She feels betrayed and she pushes people away. And I kept thinking, I'm doing my best not to spoil anything. I kept thinking that at some point we're going to have to, because the romance cycle keeps coming up with new surprises when it comes to between Ronnie and Will. Unfortunately, I kept thinking there's got to be more to this than her just having a difficult relationship. I thought for sure they're going to have to do a fundraiser where they're going to have to save the local church or something, or a car wash. I had no idea what was going to happen. But there are hints throughout the film as to what the third act is all about. And a number of reveals find that it does circle around Dad. So, and by the way, yeah, I mentioned that she doesn't sing really in this show. She's not in this movie. She's not Miley Cyrus in this. She's Ronnie Miller. She is, however, musically skilled. She is a pianist. She is, I think she's supposed to go to Juilliard. She got accepted at Juilliard. And she's been playing concertos and things like that since she was very, very little. But because of all the things that have happened in her life, her parents divorcing, Dad just running off to Georgia or the South, where they don't specifically say where, but yeah. All these things, she's just pushed everybody away. She's gotten into a life of crime, and she's given up music. And for her to even look at a piano, or even listen to somebody else hear a piano, makes her very angry. She's just leaving that part behind. And of course, you know that I'm not really spoiling anything with this. When you set it up like that, the breakthrough toward the end of the film has to be the last song as interpreted on piano. So, will she play the piano again? Oh yeah, you know she's going to play the piano again. It's part of it. Why? Well, you'll have to watch the film to find out. And does she get the boy? Even after multiple attempts to push him away? What do you think? This film is emotionally manipulative, as these types of films are. It is definitely meant for the young female audience who loves Miley Cyrus and has grown up with her and is also kind of going on this journey with her. They might have had a boyfriend who's not told them the whole truth about who they are. They might have had a boyfriend that feels that has betrayed them in some way, and they might be a girl that's just dealing with family struggles and loss and everything else. And yeah, this is a movie where you're expected to be 19 and walking, dabbing your eyes at the theaters with napkins that you didn't use on your popcorn. That's what this movie was meant to do. So if you're into that type of film, if you're looking for a nice little romantic, weepy type of thing, this is definitely for you. It's not necessarily for me, but I think everybody did a great job in their acting. They even the kid, like, again, I'm kind of sometimes hard on kids because a lot of them get cast and because their uncle owns a production company or something and they just want to get him an IMDb credit. But this kid, his name's Bobby Coleman, plays Jonah. He's got to play a number of different things, and he plays well off of his dad, played by Greg Kinnear, and he gets a number of little funny lines. Greg Kinnear gets the funny lines, yeah. Once you see which direction this film is going, you're gonna know it's not gonna be a surprise as to. You're gonna be right. You're gonna say, "Oh no, this is gonna happen." You're right. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You will know what is going to happen when the hints drop. It's just the way it is. So, but yeah, it's not a great film, but again, I think it's an exercise in letting people see her as a dramatic actress who's not the Disney kid, and it got her a husband for 2 years, so that was nice. So yeah, it has its moments, but you'll probably have watched this if you're a Miley Cyrus fan. Otherwise, I can't see middle-aged white guy like me really like, oh my gosh, I gotta go see the last song. Kids, adults who grow up with her, love her. You might enjoy this as a distraction or as a way to sort of a cathartic way to deal with your own issues that you've had with boys who just are frustrating. Who am I? I don't know how the mind of a woman works. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 229. How do you like in this deeper, lower voice? 229. I was hoping I could get some shorts in here because for some reason, this film seemed to go a whole lot longer than an hour and 50 minutes. But we got another movie, back to back. Another movie that I don't really know what it's about. I think it has to do with a car, and it has to do with a dog, and Milo Vehement. Yeah, I can't say his name. It's Italian. He was on Heroes. I think that's what this movie is. This is The Art of Racing in the Rain. Yeah. That's another film we're watching next. The Art of Racing in the Rain is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.